boy. All right, guys, y'all out there? Somebody's out here watching. So what's up, guys? I'm trying to figure this stuff out.
Are you looking at 4x4?
No, that's not gonna be me. So here we are here. Encoder, what happened? Why can't I see the chat? I have to pull that video back up. Please don't tell me I have to do that. Bear with me a second, guys. I'm still trying to pull up the chat onto the... It says there's nothing here. Let's delete this image. Oh, wrong image. There we are. Back at it. Okay. Hang on a second, guys. Settings. Video chat. I'm trying to pull that thing back up. YouTube Live Control Room. Browser Maria Studio. It's on my live stream. Okay. What next? Irritating. Pop-out chat. URL. Oh, browser. That's it. Let's go back to pop-out chat. Hang on, guys. Almost there. Nothing to see here with the chat. What do you mean? Restore chat. Pop-out chat. Control. Add browser. Okay. Something went wrong. All right. I hope you guys can see this. What's going on with my chat? It's on YouTube's end. Hang on, guys. Studio mode. Nope. Settings. No, out of studio mode. Let's get out of this. Settings. Where's the key? Stream key. Oh. Come on, man. Stream. Yep. Well, we're good. So I'm not getting a chat here. Oh, for God's sakes. The key. The key should be in here. Oh, this is a hot mess, guys. I'm trying to get the chat on this, guys. I can start streaming regardless. So I don't know where you guys stand on this while I'm working on the chat here. Let's see if we can restore it. Welcome live chat. Regard your prior service. Yep, chat. Okay, can I put anything in here? Testing. Bam. Does it appear on my other thing? It does not. YouTube chat. Browser. Move the browser. Try add browser. Hang on. Browser. Pop out. Bam. Something wrong. Why won't YouTube let me do this? What is going on here? It's a little monkey, like something's going on. Okay, well, anyway, guys. This is pissing me off. Encoders. What do I need an encoder for? One second. File settings, stream. Service. Boy, very irritating, guys. File, settings, stream. Oh, these are pop-ups. Service. Why is this? It's locked out. Damn it, it's locked out. Okay, maybe this is, I don't know, a hotkey. Let's try, is this it? No. Let's see if this is a... Damn it, guys, I had this going before. Not good. Stream key. It's not giving me a key for this thing. Well, it kind of kills it if I can't see you guys. Interact in browser. It's not freaking picking it up. I had this going before perfectly. Yes, from the browser. Receiving data for the stream. YouTube is not receiving data for the stream. Why is it not receiving data? Something's off here. Alright guys, I'm trying to figure out how to get this thing back to... You guys can't see what I'm doing either. This is ridiculous. I just want to stream. I don't know what the deal is here. This is all set up before. Okay. Why isn't this part going from YouTube? Something here I'm missing. But you guys aren't seeing it on your end. Shit. Or are you? What's going on over here? Why isn't it live? Oh, there we are. Is this it? Hey, guys, can you hear me? Yes, hey, I don't know what I did here, but I'm back. And we're on. I'm just going to get this where I can get the chat in my feed here. And let's get this thing popping, guys. Oh, man. Thank you, Lord. I don't know what happened here. But browser is going to be what? Oh, shit. Oh, we're good. Browser. Come on. How do you adjust the browser? Well, the hell with it. I guess I can see this on here. Y'all can see me. And great. I didn't fuck that up. Great, guys. I'm watching the Knicks right now. It's got they're up by 9 now with 7:45 left in the fourth. And we got here. Yeah, now KD's said to sit out today. So I guess my it's not what how I thought it was going to play out, but it looks like that first part's good, that the Lakers might be able to snatch a game in Los Angeles and get it on there. Oh, great. Let me see what happened here. Don't tell me I lost this. Restore chat. Thank you. Bet. All right, yeah, so it looks like the Lakers might be able to snatch out a game here and stuff. And there is a lot going on for this one in terms of how I see this playing out with for LeBron's playoff legacy, I guess. Anybody still hear me? Because I'll just run it like this. Because now that I can get my notes out, I got a lot to talk to you guys about. No, it's not a. I'm sure that's not a real injury. I think he's finding out. There's a chance they're holding him back for some reason. Maybe they think that the Rockets can just do it up. They might be able to make it happen. Without him, they should be able to. Listen, they have a good, deep, young team there. And LeBron's got some issues because he doesn't have his. You're missing out on Luka. You're missing out on Reeves. The Rockets are a very deep and talented team. I want to make sure you guys can still hear me out there. Because it looks like this thing is not going to pick up. Let me say, browser. How do I set the browser for this? Let's get the browser off of here. Because then I can just, I can add that in later. Perfect. Okay, so, the Rockets have a team right now that, they have a cohesiveness and a dynamic set of players that, the Lakers just don't have. Under Udoka, they're defensively primed. You have KD. Well, I mean, even without KD, they can still manufacture offense. So I don't doubt that these guys are going to be able to still take it to the Lakers. Even with KD out, it would be you have to give for the series, you have to give the edge to the Rockets there. And I think that this one here is going to be a very, LeBron's, playoff legacy gets talked about a lot. And it would almost be, everybody knows that he's on the losing end of this proposition here. And if he goes down swinging and he plays balls out, and I'm not saying that he's going to, but if it were possible for him to really just drop the hammer, play balls out, that might change the way some people, especially people, gotten tired of him over the last year. His reputation has taken a huge hit over the 25-26 season. And if he were to come up and, extend this series to 7 games, I mean, that might change the way people think about him. And, the talk today, I think, was I saw it somewhere where he doesn't want a retirement tour. And if you know LeBron like I know LeBron, you know that LeBron James wants a retirement tour. If they're down 3-1, I just don't see it. But there's a chance he does. But if they're getting hammered early and they lose these games, by double-digit margins, I really don't think they're going to send him back. They'll say take the time off in the summer to heal. At least that's where I would think that's where they're going to go with it. If it's competitive, yeah, they'll speed up the timeline. Reeves probably won't get back, but Luka can. And if they're showing a competitive series, if they go up 2-0, and that's a big if. That's a huge reach. A massive ask for them to go up 2-0 in this. But if they were to, damn it. Why not bring him back? Why not accelerate that timeline? It might just be might breathe some new life into this organization. I have a problem with where they're going to where LeBron's going to go next year, or if he's even going to go next year. In my opinion, I don't know what's going to happen with him. You're going to put him on a fourth team? Another team for him to hang his hat on? I don't think Cleveland wants him back. So I don't know exactly where Bron goes with all this. Here we go. I got the wrong damn game on here. But this is what? 431. 431. That was the right game. All right. Oh, they're showing the recap. Yeah, so No. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Yeah, exactly. You can't make this stuff up for Durant. I don't even know if I can swear on these, man. But Kendrick Perkins, no. And Perk is always fluffing LeBron, and I've got a great clip on my next video. Yeah, I found a side-by-side of Perkins and LeBron dribbling, and it shows that they both have about like it's LeBron showing off his handles, in and it's Perk in in a driveway showing off his handles, and they look like they're the same level. But getting back to this, I think that LeBron can shift the way people think about him if he plays balls out and makes it a competitive series. With just him. Then you could have some people go, hey, wait a minute, because there's been so many playoff series in the past. You think about the last playoff series from 25 and what a bad taste that left in the mouth of a lot of Lakers fans. And I even said in a video, you literally had him getting shoved around, pushed around by Anthony Edwards. He was physically pushing his ass around the court, and yeah, there's some goalpost moving, but I still think, if he comes out, plays lights out, let's say he, put up like 35 points a game. Every game was competitive. He maybe made a game-winning shot or put them in a position to win late in the game. It would definitely bring up his stature, make people a little more excited to see him next year, and maybe even make the Lakers think, 3 or 4 times before letting him go. But it would take a lot, and it would take a lot for LeBron to do that. These guys have forwards upon forwards, deep, talented roster forwards. But not even with Durant, you've got just guys that are very talented and can shoot from the wing and shoot from 3. LeBron's got to chase them, and he's got to show me a lot more. He's got to show everybody a lot more on defense. I have an entire just series of videos ready to go about how many times we've seen him on Twitter, lazy on defense. lagging on defense, not giving, a rat's tail on defense. And he's got to change that perception of him. Is this the time he can do it? I'm not so sure. They do keep on giving the goalpost. 6-time final loser is no GOAT. Abso-damn-lutely. Of course he's on PEDs. He's definitely on it. You can't be doing all this late in the career. No matter how tremendous an athlete you are, time catches up with you. It does. You get older and, shit starts cracking. I just moved I'm at a standing desk right now. I just took my weight off one ankle, and as I said that, my ankle just cracked. I mean, I'm not an athlete, but I'm saying, things just break down on you, or your body breaks down. Your body doesn't recover as fast. It might sound a little bit bizarre, but, the guy's on PEDs. He's doing everything he can to stay in the game. Yeah, I kind of in a way respect that. I don't respect the cheating, but his willingness to do whatever it takes. And I mean, whatever it takes to keep himself in the game, paying off people, whatever, keep himself in the game and keep his, and keep on racking up stats. I mean, I don't like the guy at all, but you've got to sit there and just give an honest salute and say, bro, you're doing whatever it, beyond what most people would do. You're right off in the sunset. He's worth $1 billion now with a B. You're worth that much money. I mean, are you breaking your tail, at that age to pull that off, knowing that you're not going to be, you're likely not on a team that's going to go real deep in the playoffs, 50-win team, yeah, sure, but he's still doing something. I don't know what his reason is for doing that, but he's got a heck of a reason, to get himself, to go through the grind of an NBA season, even though he takes off a lot of games and stuff and sleeps 10 hours a night in a hyperbaric chamber, whatever the heck he does. Putting himself through that grind when, it's like, hey, just sail off to an island and enjoy your family. I don't know. I think it's the constant need for attention and pats on the back and seeing news about him and a almost sociopathic need to be out there is what drives this guy. And that is there's something to be said for that. You're doing whatever it takes. No, he will never. Absolutely. No, I'm not saying in any context he'll be the greatest by any stretch. There's a lot of people I have above him. I have Bird above him overall. But I think he knows that he's not, he's got to know he's not the great, whatever he says about being the greatest, he's got to know he's not. He can separate himself from a lot of other people by saying, man, a lot of people, a lot of other people, everybody. He's already separated himself from everybody in terms of your what longevity records, your longevity accolades. And I think that's what he thinks will make people consider him the GOAT. But, real people who watch the games know. There's no comparison between him and Michael Jordan, between him and Kobe Bryant, between him and Larry Bird. I mean, damn it, I probably even have Hakeem up above him. It's his reliance on basically one move, powering his way to the basket, is and the occasional or the more than occasional 3-pointer. That's what sinks him because Kobe had the mid-range game. Jordan, every other great player had a mid-range game. Karl Malone had a damn mid-range game. Whatever you think about Karl Malone as a human being, after this stuff, that really came out later on after his career was done about, his kid and stuff like that and some of the stuff he had done when he was earlier on in his life. And how he doesn't have a relationship with that kid, I guess. Whatever you think about him as a person, I mean, his skill set was incredible, compared to LeBron, for mid-range and around the basket, If not, he wasn't reliant on just plow. Malone was built like a Mack truck. If you guys remember Karl Malone, you've ever seen him, a chiseled athlete, but he had so much footwork. He had so much. He had the mid-range game. He had a finesse around the basket. I mean, and there's a lot of things that LeBron just doesn't have, and never bothered to. He never bothered to develop that part of his game. Is what bothers me the most. I mean, it's he didn't bother to develop that. You had 23 years to develop that mid-range, a bag. What happens if you're in this situation? There's too many examples I'm getting. The ball stripped from him. No, he's not close to Kobe Bryant. And Malone, dude, I mean, the guy, people are like, dude, the guy scored a lot. He was always, he had one year, I think, 89, 90. I want to say he scored 31 points a game, just under MJ. Just an incredible play. You don't do that by just, even as big as he was, bulldozing your way to the basket and knocking everybody on there. It was the 80s. They were baking power. Power forwards were coming off the line like Krispy Kreme donuts when the hot and fresh sign is on. I mean, they just kept on making more of them, and they were elbowing each other. It was they used to call it the alligator wrestling pond. Under the basket, and yeah, different time, but Malone was able to do that, to put up 31 points a game with all that going on when power forwards were at their peak, and that's just nuts. Am I pronouncing your Geloso correct? Hope so. It was absolutely more physical. And here we go. Look at Katie out there. Oh, man, what happened? Oh, not feeling it? Come on, man. Maybe it is. I don't know. He said he was fine before. I got to keep this thing on mute because I can't play the sound even in the background. If the mics pick up the sound, I will get a copyright strike. So, the game got too physical for me at one point. I mean, I like a mix of this stuff. The ideal, for you guys out there, the ideal time for me was 92, 93, if you will. That was a time when the game was still open enough where you had a lot of scoring, and it was still physical, but it wasn't grind it down to nothing. Okay, got you. I got you. You got a channel too, man? Yeah, I tell my friends all the time. For me, can you guys see the chat? I don't know if you can. Oh, dang it. So you can't, can you? Yeah, I'll tell you what I mean by that. It got too physical for me, because maybe physical is not the right word. The pace of play grinded down to a halt. And by the way, can you guys see the chat? Okay. Okay, you're telling me yes, Geloso, or? Oh, no kidding. I didn't know. I'll check out your channel, dude. I had no idea. I'm just going to screenshot it so I can check it later. Yeah, first time. Oh, that is fantastic. So, okay, well, here I am. Is this it? Okay, I don't even know how that works. Yeah. All right, yeah, this is my first time with this shit. So, for me, up above, somebody asked too physical. So yeah, for me, oh, here we go, LeBron James. Here's the fluffing now. We got him with the 4-time champion. This guy. Jeez. Uh, for me, the late '90s, it became way too grinded out, too focused on the. You need ISO, but it became too focused on the ISO, and the pace of play ground down to a. I mean, just I remember seeing games of the Miami Heat and the Pacers. I think there was one game where the score was in the 60s, like 71 to 59 maybe. Just grind it out. I mean, just it was a meat grinder. Yeah, I didn't want to see that. The one second. The pace of play is what got me there. You know, if you guys can understand that. Yeah, it is ridiculous with the glaze for him. You know, they're not going to point. They're paid operatives basically. Everybody's paid operatives at this point. They're not going to point out. Listen, it's 6. You know, you got 6 losses and stuff. They just say 4-time NBA champion, and rightfully so. He did get it, but 6 times they're leaving out the 6 times he lost and the times he lost embarrassingly. So that's my issue with everything. You know, no. LeBron, no. The whole channel is based upon that premise that not only is he not the best player of all time, you know, I can understand why people kick him out of the top 15. I think I've got him around 13 or 14 right now. He's, you have to say he's one of the, maybe not the ones who developed as skilled, not the most skilled, but he's done quite a bit. He's still an amazing, you know, player compared to the vast majority of NBA players out there. He's still done a lot. But my problem with him is that, you know, he just forces everybody to say, no, hang on. He wants everybody licking his boots or his sneakers and stuff. And it's ridiculous. You know? Well, where do you have him? Oh, who's above him? I gotta bring up my list. I mean, you're looking at Kobe, obviously, MJ, Wilt. I mean, just off the top of my head, I mean, Duncan, Dream. I mean, there's so many. I'm not looking at anybody like Durant yet or anything like that. Durant's still doing a hell of a lot in his old age. You think you have him at number 1? Okay, I mean, like there's people out there that do. I just don't think you can. I can't put him past Jordan. There's no way I can't put him in the same breath as Jordan, the same paragraph as Jordan. Because, you know, longevity again is what separates him from everybody else, and he is separated by his longevity. There's nobody that's going to come close to that. I think he's using that as his primary narrative for how he's going to, you know, moving forward, write the history books that he's the GOAT because he's got this, that. No, I don't think Durant's top 10. I don't. No. But like I said, he is amazing right now. You think about it. I know he's injured tonight. He put up 26 points per game. We forget Durant's 37. The guy came out in 2006. You know, the Sonics drafted him behind, right behind Greg Oden. The era, you know, this is such a nuanced, you know, argument. LeBron played in the old era, and he's played in the new one. And to say like he did that it's more difficult now to play in this time than it is in that time is absolutely mind-boggling to me. It is sad and shameful. Well, score in terms of points scored over how, you know, again, LeBron has what? 21, 22 points a game this year. Again, 41 is kind of nuts. Or how old is he? 43, which is an incredible accomplishment. But how he gets his points is the problem here for me. How he gets them, he gets them with some help from the refs. He gets them in the most uncreative ways possible to me sometimes. I mean, just really, it's lacking any. Jordan had exceptional bodily control and creativity. At times when it came to getting those points, and tremendous efficiency. And he did, yes. But might I add too that Jordan scored those 22 points at age 40, and that was the NBA meat grinder era still. Oh, okay. Oh, Durant's the best scorer. And you can make now Durant, you can make a case for, man, he gets them from everywhere. His entire, he's got the whole court covered. Finesse, he's got moves around the basket. He has great footwork. He has the stroke from mid-range. He has it obviously from three. He is a danger as soon as he touches the ball to score. Like I said, even at this age 37. And that's just, that you could say he's the best, you can make a argument that he is the best pure scorer out there. An every level scorer, in my opinion. So yeah, you could say that about Durant. My apologies, I didn't see that. I thought that you were still talking about Jordan. Jordan scored 22 points, Jalo, so you're right. And that was Jordan scored it in 01-02. I think he still got over 20 points a game in 02-03, which was his last year. Yeah, that's a big one. You did have tremendously talented teams back then, guys. You really did. You had who was it? You had obviously even the 80s, the Lakers. You had the Celtics, but they derived their. Oh, look at that! Look at that! First thing, no handles. That was the first play of the game. We're 18 seconds in. Did you just see this? I hope you guys are watching this too. Oh my God. First thing, I've got to go cut this clip out tonight. This is no way to start the series, bruh. If you want to try and be, you want to try and change your legacy. Yes, I got a great story about that. Okay, so I've got, oh boy. Yeah, how do you watch the game? It looks like it's on ESPN right now, but I don't know. I've got a bunch of streaming services. I found this on Comcast. Wait, Xfinity. Whatever the heck this is, Xfinity. I got an Xfinity channel 431. Here's Bron getting the ball wisely out of his hands after that bullshit he just pulled. Okay. Good, they got it. All right. Jeez, man. Yeah, I saw the 50-point game. I remember there was one. I was. Yeah, I don't know how to. There's got to be ways to stream. Everybody has ways of getting, of finding the streams online, by whatever, means necessary. I guess I don't want to say anything over YouTube or anything like that, but it was 22 points per game. Again, I'm just going off the top of my head. Michael had a game where I think he scored 6 points in his first season back. I want to say it was maybe December of 2001 or January of 2002. And something was going on that night, and someone called me and said, MJ just scored 6 points. It was like the first, I think he had like an 800 game streak or something. And I told my boy on the phone, I said, listen, tomorrow night, watch out because MJ is going to go drop the hammer. I think he did. I want to say it was against the Nets the next night. He scored 51. And then I think against Charlotte, he scored 44 or 42. Like back to back. It was like 90-point barrage. Yeah, I think it was in January of that year. Yeah, it definitely was I want to say it definitely was in January that year. They and so I mean Jordan just went nuts the next year. I said, because that was Jordan's competitive spirit. He took it personally when he lost, and he said, you know what, I'm going to come back and all guns blazing. And that was him in the playoffs. That was him throughout his career. If he had a bad game, or the LeBradford Smith game where I guess he had a bad game against some guy named LeBradford Smith in Washington, and then the next game comes out and torches him, for the next, I guess he went and scored 37 on the next half of the game, and they took him out of the game and stuff, and he went off on it. He just hit a kid, for God's sake. He just landed on a child. I don't know. Bron, you're having a rough start, bro. That is not... Is that... Oh my gosh, the poor kid. Yeah, LeBron just landed on a kid. He got pickpocketed on the first possession. Dude is not having a good start. No auspicious start to this game. Yeah, but that was what, Bron is missing that. There was a game, I think, he had a huge, horrible stinker of a game against Boston. I think it was game 1 of the '08 playoffs. And, it's like, okay, you had the bad game, come out the next game and, tear it up. All right, he just got his first bucket. When a superstar has a bad game, refocus, ground yourself, go out there and do what you can do. And the next game was even worse. I want to say it was 2 back-to-back games. We went he was 6 for 32 or something horrible like that. I have the stats in front of me. I think I referenced it on a previous video and all that. A decent pace. The Lakers look all right, I guess, if Brown will stop landing on these poor white kids in the first row. All right, and he got the jumper. The mid-range much less, I guess you want to call it that. So, yeah, so many excuses from LeBron and from his fans. I've never seen a fan base that mirrors their superstars so much. Michael Jordan was throughout the culture. He was throughout the 80s and 90s culture, so everybody was a Jordan fan. There's a lot of LeBron fans, but the most passionate fans of him, they make crazy excuses for him. Maybe it's the culture today, I'm not sure. But okay. A little bit of a rough pass, but it made it. Did the job. Okay, so maybe Bron's settling in now. Leaving that guy wide open, though. Yeah, excuses come about for the Bron fans and stuff, and it's amazing to see them. I've had arguments with him. Okay, geez. All right. Good, he's settling in. Now, what do we got here? You guys, I don't know if you guys are... Who's watching the game out there? I know... Hush, I guess you said you don't have the cable or anything like that. I hope you're trying to find the feed out there. Geloso, are you watching the game too, or... So there you go. Lazy defense by LeBron, I guess, just kind of cost him. It looks like he was at fault defensively. Cost him a 3. But here he goes. Dribble. Okay. He's really not doing bad except for that first start. That just keep the ball out of his hands, at the top of the key. Jeez. So, okay, great. All right, good. So someone's following along with me. We got a couple people on it. What's in this? Yeah, so, oh, wow, that's cool. There's so much cool stuff here with this stream. It's kind of, I got to learn about this stuff. I literally woke up this morning and said, "Wow, I wonder if anybody live streamed this. Maybe I should try it." And my apologies for the problems before. Whoa, that was really nice. That was really not. That was really kind of cool. I don't know if you just saw that. Nice assist there. See, he's oh. I just honestly, yeah, he kind of started off really bad, but it looks like he's settled in a bit. Let's see what he's doing. This is a lot of his, like I said, a lot of his legacy is giving up in the playoffs. You know, I always think back to 2018 when that game 4, he was getting swept and he just mailed that shit in. And the sad thing was, it was at home. It was in Cleveland. It was his last game in Cleveland. And I'm like, go out like a G, man. You know, like just dump the, you know. Oh, great. Thank you, man. I haven't, I don't get too many reviews. I don't get I get the occasional. Yeah, who is it? Mindcrime. If you haven't seen Mindcrime's page, the real Mindcrime, he's fantastic. He reviews a lot of content out there. That's my guy. He's a great. He seems like a great dude too. In my times I've spoken with him, and really I've been talking for about a year now, on and off. I say on and off. Whenever I get the chance to, I say something on his thing. He's just seems like a really good human being. The real Mindcrime page, and he's been reviewing my stuff. I don't see too many others. I think that YouTube kind of slacks on notifying me. There's a place in the far left bar there where I guess you can see if anybody's taken your or borrowed your stuff or screenshotted your stuff, and I forgot what the tab's called right now, but it's under community. I think it tells you what if someone's borrowed your stuff. And the only ones I really get are Mindcrime and a couple like smaller creators. I don't see the other people, big guys are really tacking onto my stuff yet. I'm still kind of unknown, I guess, and I don't see that as a bad thing. I'm just keep on doing what I do, and yeah, that guy is and he's a really good person too. Yeah, I've seen young YouTubers getting on there and reacting to my stuff too. A couple of them, I'm trying to think of the names off mind. Oh, really? Okay. I really don't get that many notifications of it. And sometimes I'll get a notification like a month late. Say like, oh, this guy, and I don't have the chance to. Usually when I see something like that, especially for a younger YouTuber, I'll be like, hey, thanks a lot. And I'll say something on there. Another guy, the Nuclear Reactor, has done it a bunch of times. And he's also a good guy, solid guy. My interactions with him, he's very knowledgeable about the sport of basketball too. And oh, great! I'm happy to hear that. Because I don't think I'm known that much yet. Still around 5,000 subs or whatever. My videos haven't exactly exploded, except for the LeBron flop ones. A couple of the other flop ones have too. And but I don't want to make my channel about all just flopping videos. I want to diversify. I tried some football, tried some other stuff too. But it's good when you get that guy who's got 50,000, and they put you on a little bit, and they put a new group of people who hasn't seen me. That's gold. You know what I mean? Like I didn't get Mindcrime had me. I think he started reviewing my videos like in March of last year, and I'd seen a huge surge. While the commercials on, I can talk about. I'd seen a huge surge in my, my metrics, and I'm like, what is this from? Like, I'm not, I didn't think, I was like, where is this coming from? It's at channel pages, and someone was sending it to me. And about like a month later, around the third video he had reviewed of mine, I saw him come up. And I felt bad because I hadn't reacted to anything before that and said, hey, listen, man, thanks for putting me on. But I eventually did. And I try and do that, especially when it's, someone who's, taking the time to review my stuff. It makes me feel good. But here we go, some more Bron Glaze. Yeah, most series wins and all that. Yep, all 5 stars to score. Yep, scored or assist on 13 to 17. Like I said, not bad. It's really kind of a good start for him. The Lakers win this game, and he keeps this up. You gotta do that for 3 or 4 more games, buddy. But it's gonna look better for him. He's just got to make sure he's not lazy on defense and not doing some, lazy, dribble work like he was doing before, getting everything pickpocketed away from him. Yeah, they a lot of the reviews are from those flops and failures and stuff. And I don't know what is chat rate here? Chat rate the most? I don't know what this means. There's cool metrics on here and stuff that I've not noticed it yet. And concurrent viewers, that's cool. So I mean, all right, now Bron's whipping the pass. And good. Like I said, the baskets are falling for the Lakers right now. But this is they're not. Yeah, look at that. It was contested, but their strength is not defense. And they got to watch out for that because these guys, Houston has a rotation of guys who can score from, especially the forwards, from different positions. Here we go. Nice. He's looking good. This is probably as crisp as I've seen him look, over a full 8 minutes, in a long time, at least, of the games I've been watching. So I can't usually watch the Lakers. LeBron has never won a game 1 as a Laker in the playoffs in years. And you're probably right about that. I think they lost last year. Game 1, did they? I'm pretty sure they lost last year, game 1 against Minnesota. Yeah, that one they got worked. That series was rough. And he knows he can't. You can't pull that same garbage this time. Even if you have, and people aren't going to like this. Nice 3. People aren't going to like this, and you guys aren't going to like this. But I still think LeBron has 3 more years in the tank. I don't know where you guys stand on that in the chat. They did okay. Yeah, I don't ever want to say that. I don't ever like to say things 100% and be wrong about it if I don't have it in front of me. I don't know 100% of what I'm saying, but yeah, I'm pretty sure well, you're right. They did. And that Minnesota series was a mess. It feels like the Lakers should be up more than that was. It didn't go in, but still, he's not looking bad. Didn't do what it was supposed to do, but LeBron has to know, man, this is, he's got still has some time left. I think he still has 3 years left in him. Where do you guys think he has? I posed that last year in a don't do that. Okay. I don't. He's not retiring. People I saw someone say he doesn't want a retirement tour. Total pile of crap. He definitely wants a retirement tour. I don't know if it's going to be next year. I think if he was willing to accept that is a patented move of his. Look at that. He doesn't just toss it on the guy and throw it against him. He whips that ball as hard as he can. That is very much a LeBron thing there. And it's I can't say it, but it's kind of a DICK move, man. They're not going to replay that. But he whipped that thing really hard at a guy. And that's no bueno, man. I mean, I'd be pissed. I'd be heated if I was just that guy that just took a basketball. LeBron could have just, he could have thrown it and bounced off the guy's sneaker and gone out of bounds. No, he whips that some gun right at the guy's chest at 40 miles an hour. I don't know if you saw that out there, guys, but it's if you rewind the telecast or you rewind the game a bit, that's exactly what it is. That is a superstar or not, man. That's a real that's no bueno. That's not a good move. Just kind of callous. I don't know. That's not good business. I don't know. You guys out there in the chat, how long do you think LeBron has left? How many years do you think he has left? Am I still on? I'm still on, right? Yeah. Yep, live, 1 hour. Hey, we just crossed the hour mark. Dang. While the commercial's on. God, these commercials. Look at this. I don't know if you see the same thing I've got. There's some lady scratching her back with a barrette, and she's got some kind of skin disease. What are we doing here? The commercials. This is why I don't watch NBA games as much. I work at night. I don't tell too much about what I do, but I work at night, and I'm done working usually by the time the games we're winding down. One of the reasons I don't like watching NBA games is these gosh darn commercials, and they're ridiculous, and commercials are getting worse. Okay, so he continues taking PEDs, 3 years. I would say that, because you know what? He's not going to stop. And it's not going to come out that he's... I 100% agree with this. How do I shut this thing? Yes, how do I... Oh, come on with this chat. Bam. Can I do this? 100? There we go. 100? Okay, good. Well, that's how that works. I know nothing about streaming or chatting or nothing like that. But so I guess, what the heck? I would say he has 3 years left. Even, and if he didn't take PEDs, he could still last 3 years if he took a reduction in his role and he just, like The Rock used to say, know your role and shut your mouth. He could do damage on the court as a guy coming in, not a prime scorer. You're not going to be like just as a support guy on the team, coming in sometimes and change of pace off the bench. Off the bench, he could extend his lifespan another 5 years if he committed to being. Yeah, he could come off the bench. No, he's not. What? I don't understand that. What for the PEDs? I don't know. The game's different now, man. It's softer now. This is 2007, 8, or 9 now. But now with the game the way it is and how much rest they've given him and all that, wow, look at that. 8 assists. I was saying it looked like he scored a lot more than 4 points, but he was just involved in all those baskets. He probably got a couple. It's still an impressive first quarter for him. That's a nice pass. Nice. Real good. He's looking all right. Damon Jones is pleading guilty. I do know about that, yes. And that's a whole other ball of wax there, man. They're not... But... And maybe I'm wrong here, but LeBron is the brand of the league. You can't... If this was if LeBron retired in 2021, yeah, you could come out and you could throw dirt on his name now, if that was the case. But with him still active and with the NBA, pretty much polishing his knob at every which turn, that was you can't. They've got they're going to protect him by any now. Will it eventually get out that if there was some involvement with him and Jones? There was some involvement, just you want to find the degree of what it was. Was it just LeBron calling him saying, hey, listen, bro, I'm not feeling it tonight, but I mean, you got billions of dollars. What are you doing this for? I find it a little bit hard to believe, but then again, people do stupid stuff all the time. And, LeBron always likes to say, no scandals. I played the game the right way or whatever. Yeah, of course they're going to protect him. Oh, 100%. But even if they do protect him, if there's something really grimy in there, there's a chance it gets out. I just think that the league will do whatever it takes. They're already protecting him on the PED front. They have to be. They know what's up. they're definitely protecting him on the PED front. You know, you don't want the guy who's the face of the league going down for something like this. So why aren't they going to do the same for him if there was some kind of, even if he was texting messages to Damon Jones saying, hey, listen, you know, I'm not feeling it tonight. Or, you know, this might be the night where I take, what is it? I load manage or whatever. It's entirely, I think it's possible. I don't know if it's plausible. I don't think it's more likely than not. But I think, of course, it's possible. People do stupid stuff all the time, and LeBron gets away with a lot of stuff. We all know about the exactly. He's not going to let LeBron get in trouble. You know, LeBron gets away with stuff all the time. Always says, you know, I've never had an affair. You know, I've never had what is it? You know, love my family. Nobody catches me and stuff. He had his two-mans with Drake. He had his, you know, I guess they were signing NDAs and stuff, these girls and all that. He had a thing for this. What the hell is that on that dude's lip? Come on, JJ. Clean your face up before you go before you get in the court. He had his Snow Bunny two-mans with Drake. You know, somebody cleaned it. NDAs were signed. Somebody cleaned that up for him. The only reason it got out for him is because he sided with Kendrick, and what a mess. There's always something on this guy. It's just that the league has a very deep vested interest to keep everything quiet. You know, no signal. What the heck happened here? All right, my signal just went out. 1 second no, this is on the telecast, so I can't see what's going on with the game right now. See, I got back out of this. Output, input, bam, 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 bam. Interesting game so far, but all right, why am I losing this? Channel up. No signal. Ruh-roh. Might have to move to another room, guys. No signal. What do you mean no signal? I got cut off mid-game. Let me see if I can turn this back on, power it down, power it up. See if it comes up now. Yeah, no, LeBron's getting, nope, still check the input. No. Right in the middle of the game, this did this. So, let's see, input. I can get him, hang on a second, let me see if I can get him Prime. No, let's watch Hawks, Knicks, but I'm trying to find another way to get this game. Hang on a second, guys. Lakers. See, this is the thing. There's too many different places you can find the streaming options. Adam Silver has not made life easier for the average fan to go find something either, to find a game. You know, I've got kind of a hookup here. We got cable, and the cable's out for some reason. It's just telling me that Lakers basketball. It's gonna come up. Top results. What is this? Oh, watch it. I need a Peacock Premium app. They've done too much, man. Hang on a second. God sakes. Nope, off this. 1 second, guys. Input. Nope. Nope. I might need to move rooms, guys. Might need to move my setup. If it's not. Yeah, for some reason the cable just kind of, no signal. I don't have time for this. I can get on another TV. Give me, how do I pause this? Give me 30 seconds, guys, if I can pause this quickly. No. Yeah, NBC. There was it. Once upon a time, NBC was it. You know, all the big games were on there. Now it's nothing. So give me 30 seconds to set up shop in another room. All right, guys, hang on a second. I'll be back on in 1 minute.